1 of the UH-1H pre-flight covered inspection of our aircraft up to the main rotor system. In the second part of this presentation, we again stress the importance of sequentially following the appropriate checklist procedures. If at any time there are any questions on any component, ask a technical inspector to verify the condition of that component. The safe completion of the mission depends on your care in completion of this pre-flight. One of the most critical areas of the UH-1H is the main rotor system. It is of vital importance that you, the aviator, understand how to pre-flight the main rotor system correctly and understand what you are looking for. An important point to remember is that all nuts are either self-locking or have a cotter pin properly and securely installed. The first area in Part 2 of the UH-1H pre-flight is to ensure that the main rotor retaining nut is fully seated and that it is secured by the retaining nut lock. The retaining nut lock must be properly safetied. Now check the pillow blocks for security and see that they are half full of oil. Move to the mixing lever. Check the mixing levers for security and excessive play. Also inspect it for damage, nicks, or cracks. Check the stabilizer bar for nicks, dents, and scratches. The tip weight of the assembly bar must be checked for security. Note the safety wire. Check the tip weight on the other end in the same manner. Be certain the stabilizer bar is secure. Examine the pitch change links. They may have slight play, but must be secure and safetied. The safety wiring must be installed correctly to prevent loosening. Check the control tubes for scratches, security, and that there is no metal-to-metal contact where connected. Slight play is allowed in both the upper and lower bearings. The damper arms are next to be inspected, and they must be secured and undamaged, although a slight amount of play is allowed. Now examine the stabilizer dampers for leaks. Also notice the damper fluid level. If low, the damper should be refilled. Check to see that the dampers are secure. Proceed to the main rotor group. Check the blade grip reservoir for correct amount of fluid, security, and cracks. The blade grip reservoir should be filled to center bolt level. If the reservoir is dry following a 2-hour flight or 24-hour static position, you must contact a technical inspector for further verification. Move to the main rotor grip. Inspect it for scratches or dents. Test the drag brace for play. None is allowed. There are 2 drag brace bolts on each blade. Confirm they're being secure. Check the blade retaining bolt for security and ensure that the safety nut and bolt are in place. Inspect the top of the main rotor blade for scratches or dents. Make sure the trim tabs are present and the leading and trailing edges of the main rotor blade are in good condition. Now proceed to the pitch change horns and check them for security, nicks, cracks, and positive safety. Next, check the rotor mast. Look for scratches and dents. No dents are allowed. Check to see that the static stops are not cracked or broken. Continue your inspection down the mast to the boot. The boot must show no damage or tears. Examine the scissors and sleeve assembly for wear, damage, excessive play, or cracks. Next are the drive links, which must have equal play on either side. Also, the straight side must be in the direction of rotation. Check the trunnion bearing for no bearing rotation. Next, give your attention to the swash plate and support assembly. Again, observe for cracks, nicks, and dents. There should be no vertical play in the swash plate. Now reach through the opening in the collective sleeve and check for looseness of the collective sleeve assembly by pushing on the exposed portion. The sleeve assembly should be completely secure. Inspect the collective lever halves for nicks, scratches, and security. There should be no movement. Grasp the collective push-pull tube and check for any sign of vertical play. Visually inspect the collective servo cylinder tube for security, scratches, damage, and any signs of lateral play. Be certain the boot is not damaged and has no signs of oil leakage. Inspect the transmission mounting bolts for slippage and check transmission for oil leakage. Now move to the left lateral cyclic servo. Check the cylinder tube for security and lateral play. Then inspect the boot for any sign of damage or oil leakage. Make sure the spring is installed on the swash plate on the right side. Check the right lateral cyclic servo. Again, check the cylinder tube for security and lateral play. Inspect the boot for any damage or oil leakage. Now grasp the synchronized elevator control and check for excessive play. Ensure that all bolts are secure. All tubing is to be secure and there must be no sign of leaking oil. Check security of the transmission oil and hydraulic fluid caps. Now inspect the short shaft for damage. Ensure that the bolts in the clamp set are 90 degrees apart, secure, and bolt heads are in the direction of rotation. In the cowling area, there should be no signs of oil or grease. If you see any at all, request a technical inspector. The engine air intake is next for inspection. It should be clean and clear of any obstructions. Now check the engine and transmission cowling for security. A visual inspection of the anti-collision light is required. The light should be securely mounted and in good condition. Move forward and see that all antennas are in good condition and secure. Visually inspect the cabin top ventilators to confirm no obstructions. Check the pitot tube for security and see that static ports have no obstructions. To complete the pre-flight of this UH-1H model, go to the interior of the aircraft and check the cargo compartment. The fire extinguisher is next. The seal must not be broken. Check to see that it is secure. If cargo is aboard, ensure that it is properly loaded and tied down. Passenger seats and seat belts must be secure. Then check the transmission oil level. Press the interior light switch on the transmission island and visually inspect the oil level through the inspection port. Be sure the oil is at its proper level. On this H model, you must view into the forward port to check the hydraulic inline filter for extension of the differential pressure switch. If the red button is visible, the filter should be cleaned before flight. Check the electrical outlets for condition. Inspect the condition of the crew member's radio panel and confirm selector in the intercom position. Be certain all loose equipment is tied down with a seat belt or secured in the cargo compartment. The equipment includes the rotor blade tie-down, pitot tube cover, and tailpipe cover. Be certain that first aid kits are aboard, in good condition, and secured in their proper locations. Check the seals for security. This concludes the pre-flight of the UH-1H. Always remember that any time you are in doubt concerning the tolerances of any aircraft components, call for a technical inspector to verify the condition of that part.